Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about Stellar Blade. It just came, well, the embargo just lifted. It's about to come out tomorrow so that everybody can play it. And it's had a lot of positive reviews, but there are some reviews that are a little not as positive. Like, they'll be positive on one hand, but then they'll almost always have to go back and talk about how problematic her character design is, how problematic the hot, sexy, attractive female is. But Hades 2. Oh, no, they love Hades 2. They talk about how attractive those characters are. So there is some hypocrisy going on here. But Stellar Blade's about to come out. I think it's going to be a big hit. I think a lot of people are going to love to play it. And we're going to talk about this article that Rolling Stone came out with. And obviously, it being Rolling Stone, we know how that's going to go. So let's go ahead and get into it. Stellar Blade is a teenage boy's idea of the perfect video game. There was a point in the not too recent past where gaming was considered a hobby mostly targeted at teenage boys. Back when Tomb Raider's Lara Croft became a major magazine, Centerfold and E3 gaming expos were more famous for their booth babes than actual games. It was the norm for the industry to cater solely to the interests of pubescent young men. Obviously, you see how this article is going to go. Yes, she's attractive. Yes, teenage boys like that. But adult men, such as myself, I'm 42. She like 40 and slim, maybe. I don't know. Am I trans now? Anyway, adult grown men like it. Okay, my wife, she likes this character design. She likes attractive characters. Every game she's ever played, whether it's World of Warcraft, where she played a Draenei, and with the graphics quality of that game, I mean, that's probably about the most attractive characters you could get at the time. Now they've since released other characters, they've updated the game's graphics, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, any game she's played, she wants her character to be attractive, whether it's a woman or whether it's a guy. They have no problem making guys attractive. I mean, just look at Star Wars Outlaws versus Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Look at how they treat the character design there for the main character. One for one, the Star Wars Jedi Survivor character looks one for one just like his real life actor. Even in Star Wars Jedi, there's another woman. I can't remember her name in the game, and I also don't even know the name of her real life actor. She's the bald black woman from the second game, but she had hair in the first game. She looks exactly like her real life character. In fact, so much so that I've seen her in other games, and I'm like, I know that chick. She's in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So her design is very much consistent with her actor, so much to the point that they do it in other games and she's recognizable. It's like an actor or movie star. You're like, hey, I know that person. They were in this movie. But for some reason, main characters who are attractive, because I'll be honest with you, the black lady, she's not that attractive. Okay. But the main characters where they get attractive real life models for these women, they do like the face capture and everything, and they just make them ugly. And I do not understand why. To the point where if you put the face of the real life actor versus the face of the in-game character next to each other, you would not say they're the same people. Yet that other black chick from Jedi Survivor, who's also in this other game, I don't know which game it is, but you put her next to her real life actor, you're like, same person. Same thing with the main character from Jedi Survivor or Jedi Fallen Order. You put them next to their real life actor, same person. It's easy. I don't know why they can't do this. But getting back to this article, in recent years, strides have been made, and despite pushback from a vocal minority, I'm sorry, I don't think it's a vocal minority as much as you try to tell yourself that. Everything. If someone doesn't like something, it's a vocal minority. No, I think the vocal minority are the people who actually wormed their way into these positions of power and are trying to change things. I honestly think that's the truth. Because then you have another group of people who are trying to push back against it, and then you have a group of people kind of in the middle that probably don't care. They just want a good game. But if they had to choose, obviously they would prefer their characters to be attractive. Technology has brought us to the point where women in video games can actually look like, well, women rather than cartoonish, gun-toting facsimiles of Jessica Rabbit. I'm sorry. Jessica Rabbit was hot. I can't tell you how many people, and I'm sure a few women as well, how many teenage boys growing up during that era with Roger Rabbit had a crush and would have loved to get all up over Jessica Rabbit. She was probably the hottest female character that they have ever drawn in 2D animation at that time. There's nothing wrong with it. She wasn't into porn. Okay? She wasn't a porn star. Okay, but nowadays, if you like a character like that, you're a porn addict. Stellar Blade is not some facsimile of a porn star, or even a facsimile of Jessica Rabbit. She is based off of a real life Maxim model from South Korea. This is what a woman, a real world woman, looks like. There's no way of getting around it. I'm sorry that she is not your fat and ugly chick that you might have in some Western video game. Look at Star Wars Outlaws. That main character got the same design treatment that Horizon Forbidden West had, Aloy or whatever her name is. There'd be moments where, okay, she's cute. I guess it depends on how if it's a pre-generated cutscene or if it's in game. I don't know the reason why precisely, but there'd be moments where she's okay. She's not, but there'd be other moments where I'm like, what the fuck? What is up with your face? She doesn't need to have the same type of body as Stellar Blade. I don't mind some diversity in the style of woman that we have as a main character, but don't de-uglify these characters. That's just stupid, right? Now it says, but every so often a game comes along what eschews modern sensibility to utilize all of the industry's greatest tech in a service of a clear vision. What if video games made you horny? What? Here in a second, I'm going to show you the hypocrisy with that statement from these games journalists. It's ridiculous. All right, and then they talk about it's also many other games ripping pretty much every major idea from this era's most popular releases in anime as a whole to create perhaps the thirstiest game since Dead or Alive gave up fighting genre to become a beach volleyball sim. What is wrong with Dead or Alive doing what they did? That's what people like. There's nothing wrong with that. If people like it, let them buy it. Okay, it doesn't have to be game of the year. It's like certain movies. There are just certain movies that people will want to sit down and watch no matter what when it comes on, even if it's not the best movie or like some award-winning movie. It's just a comfort thing. People just want to sit down and enjoy something. There's nothing wrong with that. And as far as ripping other ideas from other major games and popular releases, that's what everybody does. Movies steal good ideas. Games still good ideas. Companies still good ideas from each other. That's just a fact of life. Now, we talked about what if video games made you horny. Let's look at that, shall we? Now, you had Hades 2 come out recently, and I guess show off some of their character models, or something about Hades 2 came out. Honestly, I don't follow Hades 2. I don't even know what Hades 2 is. I didn't even know there was a Hades 1. Okay? That's fine. I don't play every game. I don't pay attention to every game. But Hades 2 came out, and here's an article from Kotaku. Here's the title of it. Hades 2 is the kind of hot we need right now. What the fuck does that mean? I thought it was bad to have hot video game characters. People are going crazy over this character, to be honest with you. The body looks nice, but I hate the face. I think the face is ugly. I really do. I think it's awful. This character's attractive. I don't mind it. I think she's hot. Okay, I don't mind beefy women characters. My only issue with strong, beefy characters, female characters like it, is they tend to not have any breasts. But, it is what it is. Now, so we see that title there. Here's one of the writers for Kotaku, and I'd almost be willing to bet she wrote this article, but I don't know because I didn't click on it. I'm not giving them a click. Okay, and this is in regards to Stellar Blade. They want their women to be virtually silent, overly sexualized dolls in video games that they can jerk off to without having to wash their ass or clip their nails or show even a single attractive quality. Obviously, this app is owned by a man who did the exact same thing to AOC. So no, I don't expect reports to do anything but flood it anyway. And there was a response saying they prefer silent digital women they can control because it's all about being in control. These are insane people. But yeah, they're going to turn around and talk about how great this game is because of how hot it is, right? It's ridiculous. And then she reposts, see, I told you they're going crazy over this. She reposts this image blown up. This is the same person, Alyssa McConte, okay, Morconte, whatever. Mommy? Sorry. See, now look, she would never have posted this about Stellar Blade. This is the hypocrisy I'm talking about. It's ridiculous. These people are so mentally retarded. I don't know how they take themselves seriously. I really don't. Okay. Here's another thing from this is what Manga Comment has said about these posts from Kotaku and their editor. In all honesty, all this sexy characters are bad thing really comes down to people just saying what I like is okay and normal, while you like is creepy and a fantasy. Rather annoying, really. And for the most part, this person is correct. That seems to be how it is. I like Hades too. That's what they're saying. It's hot. It's lustful. It's sexy. This is what we need. And that's okay. What I've noticed though is a lot of it stems from the fact that it's diverse. Okay, you have they're talking about how this person looks sort of trans in the face because the goddess of lust is both for men and women, and how they love this. I'm gonna be honest, there's not many guys that wouldn't love this character. I think she's got a beautiful face. I love the hair. I don't have a problem with a strong woman, right? And then they're talking about this person. I mean, the comments on this person that I've seen online have been disgusting, and I'll see if I can find it. They're talking about how he's a person of color and how he represents a disabled people because he's in his wheelchair, and how he's fat, so he represents fat people. But then people are all going online talking about how hot and sexy this guy is, and how they want to get all up in it. I'm like, oh my God, you're disgusting. Seriously, stop. Get help. Okay, get help. It's out there. Go get help. Okay. Why is he in a wheelchair? He's a god. Why would he be, unless this is just like a floating wheelchair that he flies around in, but yeah, he doesn't need it. That's different. But I mean, if he really needs the chair to roll around in to get around because he's crippled, he's a god. Why? Why would your god be crippled like this? It makes no effing sense whatsoever. Okay. But then, I think Grumps here is right. He's like Kotaku senior editor being Kotaku, Hades 2 versus Stellar Blade. Here's the difference. Hades has been marketed as a diverse game and is therefore an ally, while Stellar Blade refuses to bend the knee. That's why they hate Stellar Blade while loving Hades. That's probably right. I mean, I can't think of any other excuse as to why they're just drooling over Hades 2, but yet calling you a porn addict and talking about how bad the male gaze is over Stellar Blade. The only difference, the one difference is Stellar Blade is made by South Korean. Because Koreans are considered white adjacent, they don't consider Stellar Blade as diverse. Okay, the only diversity from these people are you black? Are you trans? Are you gay? Well, probably not even gay. Are you a black lesbian? Because, if you're white, even if you're gay or lesbian, you're kind of on the bottom tier of that diversity crap, right? Because they're anti-white. So this is the hypocrisy here. Okay, and this is what they're trying to say. Aphrodite is not the god of sexy women. She's the god of love. Her face was designed to be androgynous to represent men and women's attraction. It's a design with thought put into it, unlike Stellar Blade, which looks like it was designed with one hand. If you get the implication there with what they're talking about with one hand, this is fucking ridiculous. Okay, all throughout history, as the community notes here talks about, Aphrodite has historically been depicted as a symbol of feminine beauty, often depicted nude or wearing clothing that accentuated her curves and elaborate jewelry. She is not androgynous. Okay, this is the mental illness these people are dealing with. It really is. Look, people like things to be attractive. They like things to be sexy. If you're trying to sell a product, you need the product to have that initial attractiveness to it. Look, whether you're looking for women or guys or whatever, when you go meet people, you make a judgment within that first 5-10 seconds as soon as you see that person. If that person does not trigger any sort of attractiveness to you, If you don't feel attraction to that person within the first 5 to 10 seconds, you're done. You're not going to go, oh, well, he could be a good guy. Let me see. No, because every relationship that ever goes that way ends up in failure because there has to be some physical attraction to it. If you're trying to sell a product like a car or a house or whatever, the packaging of that product has to attract people's eyes. It has to look good to these people. If it does not, they're not going to give it the time of day. And Stellar Blade is excelling in that area. Their forte is pulling eyes to the game. Okay. It also helps that these people are kind of reading about it on online. They're like, it's attractive. No, I'm melting. That's kind of what they act like. That also brings attention to the game. Okay. But Stellar Blade, with their character design, a lot of teenage boys, a lot of grown men, because, let's face it, grown men are still teenage boys mentally. We all laugh at the same jokes. We like to fart and laugh at it. That's just the way guys are. Even, we will look at this game, at the initial art and boxing of this game. We're like, oh, that looks nice. What is that? We're going to look at it. And then we're going to look further into it. And we say, oh, crap, that game's actually a good game. The combat's good. The character design is good. The monster design is good. I mean, we're going to see the game as a good game. So you have to get that initial attraction. As much as people want to claim it's a porn act, all this other stuff, no. You're getting eyes to the game. Once you get eyes to the game, then you show them that it's a good game. Or then you show them that it's a good product, whatever it may be. It's like if I went to buy a truck recently, a Ford F-150. If I thought that truck looked horrible, was ugly, just from looking at the truck itself on the lot, I'm not going to go and get in the truck and test drive it and look at all the bells and whistles on it. No, because the truck has to look good to me. I have to like the way it looks. Same thing with the game. Same thing with women. You have to, or if you're a woman, same thing with guys. Okay, you have to like the packaging of whatever it is you're looking at. And Stellar Blade excels at that. So anyway, it's coming out. I hope you guys play it. I loved the demo, as you can see kind of behind me, or behind the Windows Explorer there, or Chrome or whatever. That is from my live stream of playing a demo. This is the extra like boss battle they give you where you have more abilities. They give you a new skin to wear. So I thought it was really fun. I thought it was challenging. The music is great. I'm definitely going to be playing this day one as soon as I have time, because I do work for a living, unfortunately. So I hope you guys give it a shot. My wife will. It is a challenging game. I mean, you will die on this game. You can always turn it down a little bit. I think there's a story mode, so the bosses and the battles are not so as difficult. But I do believe for those who are having a hard time on the normal difficulty, it will still be difficult enough for you to enjoy. So give it a shot. I think the game's going to be great. It is what it is. It's not going to be like a super stellar, game that's going to last for decades. People are going to play the game. And if there's DLC, they'll play the DLC, and then that'll be it. I don't know if it'll be like Elden Ring, where people have all this extra playthrough, because I don't think initially there's any new game plus. I think that's being added at a later time. We'll have to see. With it being a PS5 exclusive, which I think it is, that may hinder some of the replayability and even some of the sales, because Elden Ring, I think, was as big as it was because it was on multiple platforms, especially PC. And on PC, you had mods where you could extend the life of the gameplay by changing certain things about the game, randomizing mobs, and all this other stuff. So, but I do think Stellar Blade is going to be a real big hit. And hopefully it will continue to give us more Stellar Blade-like games, or teach devs to not worry so much about the male gaze, because that's honestly what sells games. So anyway, hope you guys liked the video. Like and subscribe down below, and I will talk to you guys next time.